Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to go ahead and be attempting to do a full set using dough forms. The only reason I actually ever started doing Polygel was because the way these dough forms are advertised on all these sites, they make it like super easy, super fast, and just, really easy concept. And I definitely was one of those who fell for that concept and thought, wow, this is going to be so easy. Once I got my kit, I got up, I got ready, I bought everything. I did the dough forms. I tried like one on my finger. It didn't stick. It popped off the next day. It was just a horrible mess. It was just a no. But anyways, I went ahead and actually learned using forms. Then after forms, I went ahead and switched over to tips. It was super hard for me to work on my shaping, so I kind of just gave up after that. But then I actually eventually went back on there and just practice, and practice definitely helped me a lot improve. These dough forms do have two different styles. They have one a stiletto shape, and they have other ones that are more, I don't even know how to explain the shape. Here you guys can see the shape. So first we have these beautiful non-curved dough forms. They're pretty great, honestly. I hate curved tips. I hate them with a passion. I don't like the curve. To each their own, of course. But personally, I can't do the curved. These are actually stiletto forms. These do run a bit small just because this was the biggest size. This is size 0. If it too small on my thumb, and that says a lot. My thumbs are actually usually really small. I have a hard time finding an actual size for my thumbs. Whether it's dough forms or tips, it's really hard for me to find an actual size for them. But anywho, I went ahead and chose my sizes. This is not going to be too much of an in-depth tutorial. I will be making another in-depth tutorial, but that is going to be go ahead and be doing a live voiceover instead of a voiceover over, That makes sense because I went ahead and filmed this. After I filmed this, and I go ahead and do the voiceover after. Yeah, these dough forms do run a bit small. Also, do make sure that you run up a size just because they do tend to shrink after the polygel has been cured. So make sure you. So before we continue, I do want to let you guys know that I did not prep my nails correctly, simply because, like I said, I want to bring up more videos for you guys. So I do have a peel-off base coat on my channel. I do have a video up currently on how I actually prep my nails for polygel. The only thing that you would do is not add the tips, but everything else you would basically do it the same. Go ahead and check out the video. You guys want a full video on how I prep, just because, like I said, in this video I'm not prepping the correct way. So if you prep the way I'm showing you guys in this video, they would definitely pop off right away. But anywho, let's go ahead and continue. Once I've added my peel off base coat, I'm gonna go in with just my base coat, which is by Awesome Color. So here I'm pouring in 70% alcohol, which is gonna be used as my slip solution. I'm gonna be using my 2B Glam polygel brush, and I'm also using the alcohol as to clean around my skin. Just because I did get base coat on my skin, we don't want any of that on our skin. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and continue applying the base coat to each nail. Once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and cure for 30 seconds. So the polygels that I will be using today is this color by Savanland. It's a glow-in-the-dark polygel. It's the color Y03 actually. It's a very light, beautiful green color. I absolutely love it. Then I'm going to be going in with this glow-in-the-dark polygel, also by Burano, and this is the color 1. And so up first, we're going to go ahead and gently start by placing some polygel onto the dough form, just like so. So using some of that alcohol, I'm placing some onto my polygel brush. I did notice that I grabbed a lot, so I am 100% sure that on this nail actually had those little white spots. When those white spots occur, it usually means you have too much alcohol or too much of your slip solution. But all I'm doing here is basically just making sure that I have the polygel covering the whole entire form. I'm also making sure that the part at the cuticle area is very thin. We don't have too much polygel there because we don't want it squeezing out, and that's usually where the thinnest part of the nail should be, by the cuticle area. Otherwise, if it's too thick, usually we will get lifting. I go ahead and turn it around to make sure that it's fully covered. Okay, now that we've done that, I'm going to go ahead and gently press this, starting at the cuticle or closest to the cuticle area. I'm just press it down using my finger, not too much. You don't want to squeeze a lot of polygel. I'm gently pressing it downward. Once I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and now clean the underside. I'm going to go ahead and show you this trick that I learned from this other YouTuber. I'm going to leave the link to her channel down below. This is the reason why I actually started or wanted to attempt to use dough forms. I'm going to be using this small UV LED lamp to go ahead and only cure where the natural nail is. I'm not curing at the free edge. We only want to cure the polygel that's on the natural nail. So I'm kind of angling it in a 45-degree angle. Like I said, I only want to go ahead and make sure here, I'm going to go ahead and show you a different view, that I'm only going to go ahead and cure the polygel that is on my natural nail. So this method allows us to still work on the underside, smoothing that out. Any polygel that, you know, basically squeeze under there, we're still able to work with it since we only went ahead and cured the part of the natural nail. Also doing that allows us to, you know, basically hold it without needing those clips. Now I'm going to go in with this 𝚬𝚻 little lamp here, and I'm going to go ahead and cure it for 30 seconds. Now onto the index. Okay, now again, I'm going to go ahead and push it up towards the free edge. Then I'm going in to the left of the sidewall. Then I'm going to go ahead and then move it towards the right sidewall, if that makes sense. That is usually the way I do it for dual forms. Now I'm going ahead and just making sure that I fully cut the whole entire dual form. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know what I think so far about these dual forms. They're definitely, I kind of have mixed feelings about it. My time for application is usually faster than doing it with this. My application for, depending on the length of the nails, of course, usually it takes me, for short nails, it's usually like 4 minutes per each nail. Just from my application. I felt like with dual forms, it did take me quite a while. But yeah, overall it was really easy to use. I had no problem with it. The only thing I would say is that my sidewalls look a little bit off. That's the only issue that I had. My sidewalls looks a little bit weird. I don't know if I showed the side profile of the nail, but I think if you use dual forms, you kind of might understand what I mean. But yeah, I went ahead and then just cured the polygel, like I said, on the natural nail only, so then I'm able to work on the underside of the nail and smooth that out.
Enchanté.
Okay, so for this nail, I wanted to go ahead and attempt to do a marble or jade look. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. I went ahead and placed the white just like so. It kind of looks like a mess. Then I went ahead and placed that green color, used my dotting tool to mix them around. Then I'm going to go ahead and pat this into place, you know, but try my best to not mix it. Overall, I think this look wasn't the best look. I definitely don't recommend doing it the way I did it. I definitely think that you should instead just mix the colors previously and then just place it on there. I think it would look way better, because unfortunately it had little bubbles, so it does create little holes on the nail. But yeah, overall, you know, it was an okay method. So this is how all of the nail forms look on. I went ahead and basically not popped any of them off. Now I'm going to go ahead and just gently pop them off. This was a little bit tough for me at the beginning. They just wouldn't pry off my nail. It actually kind of hurt my actual nail. And I actually thought they were going to pop off since I do have a peel off base coat. I was trying my best to not be too rough. But then they actually was able to work with it. You know, they actually ended up popping off. So after removing the doe forms, this is how the nails look. Not too bad, just a little too close to the cuticle area, so I do have to file that in. This one on the index finger looks way much better. You guys can see my sweat profile, and as well as those white lines that I told you guys that would happen if I used too much slip solution. The rest of the nails don't really have that, besides I would say the marble. Well, attempted to be marble now. It looks a little like it has those white lines. But I went in with some alcohol and I removed the tack layer, which later on I realized it doesn't have the tack layer, but the bottom does. Here, you guys can tell that I never really have used doe forms because I didn't even know that. But yeah, I went ahead and removed the tack layer on the underside. And now I'm going to go in with my e-file using the safety ceramic bit in extra fine grit. And here I'm basically going ahead and removing that line at the beginning of the cuticle area. So I'm going to just go ahead and basically, you know, debulk the nail at the cuticle area. Like I said, it has that weird line that I don't like. So I'm going to just go ahead and shape them up really, really quick, and then I'll be back.
I guess it wasn't true. If I only knew what you put me through, I don't deserve this. I thought it'd be me and you. Could you still call me at the end of the day, and then you have nothing else to say? What do you want me to say? Try blending my inverse lines, I know you're about to be oceans away. Please quit asking me to stay. I'm weak under your grasp, and my heart, it won't last. No, my heart won't last. I thought it'd be me and you. I guess it wasn't true. If I only knew what you put me through, I don't deserve this. I guess there was never me in it.
So after shaping and filing and buffing, this is how the nails look. Here you guys can see the side profile that I told you guys that I don't like the way it looks. With the doe forms, I think next time I might put the doe form a little bit upper than near the cuticle area, just so you know it covers my sidewalls perfectly fine. Overall, they look a little too brittle. I feel like they would end up breaking, especially for the length, the shape, and just overall the whole structure. I don't feel like you get the correct structure when using dual forms, so I'm definitely going in with an extra layer of polygel just to make sure that these do not break. You know, I don't want my whole natural nail breaking because that would be a big problem. But yeah, this is how the sort of profile looks. Like I said, that side profile, I don't like the way it looks. It's just a no-go for me. I know some people just leave it like this. I personally don't want to do that. So what I'm going ahead and be doing is I'm gonna be using this awesome color base coat, and I'm gonna apply base coat to the whole entire nail, just so you know the Polygel adheres very well. And then once I have that, I'm gonna cure for 30 seconds. after curing the base, I'm going to go in with this thin amount of polygel. I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that I fully cut the whole entire nail. That's all I'm doing. I'm not adding it in any specific way. I'm not adding more at the cuticle, at the free edge. I'm just going ahead and just making sure that I fully cut the whole entire nail. And I'm going to go ahead and do that for each and every of the rest of the nails.
Thinking I need to know your feeling. If you crush on me, you need to know my story. But don't get too close to me, cause I need my fantasy. You give me something that I can't give you here. Tell me what you're thinking, I need to know your feeling. If you crush on me, you need to know my story. But don't get too close to me, cause I need my fantasy. Here I am, falling down, crashing down, and I feel like I don't need you. Here I am, falling down, deep inside, and I feel like I don't need you.
I don't wanna waste time. Well, remember tonight I found something here with you. Running by the roadside, wait up for me. I'd go anywhere that you do. Put it all out in the open. No, we don't have to control it. Put it all out in the open. If it's only for a moment, it's a lifetime of emotion. Put it all out in the open.
Don't tell me it's time to go. Now that we made this far.
Wandered to a broken, never look back to the ocean. Still know you'll meet me at home. When we're lost and out of focus and we don't know where the road is, I still know you'll meet me at home. Meet me at home. When I can't decide and
Since this is how the nails look once I went ahead and added that layer, the extra layer of polygel, now I'm going to go in with some alcohol to remove that tacky layer and a towel to go ahead and just, like I said, remove that tacky layer, because we are still going to go ahead and just buff the nails just to remove, just to flatten everything out, you know, just make the sides a little bit more crisp. And so, but yeah, that's basically all I'm doing.
moment, it's a lifetime of emotions. Put it all out in the open.
Don't tell me it's time to go.
Wandered to a broken, never look back to the ocean. Still know you'll meet me at home. When we're lost and out of focus and we don't know where the road is, still know you'll meet me at home. Meet me at home. Still know you'll meet me at home. Meet me at home. Still know you'll meet me at home.
So after cleansing the nails, this is how the nails look. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the side profile. So this is the part that I don't like. You can see that it has like a little bit, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but I wish, you know, it just went straight forward, straight across, but instead you see that little thing there. So this nail, I actually went ahead and redid it. It still didn't look nice either ways. But yeah, overall it was very easy shaping process. You know, I didn't have to do much shaping. But yeah, it was really easy to do. I definitely recommend this method. But I'm gonna go ahead and top coat each nail. But for this one, I'm not gonna cure the top coat. I'm gonna go ahead and place this beautiful heart right here, and then I'm gonna place caviar beads all over it. Basically, kind of wanting to go for like a charm look, you know. Once I have them placed where I want it, I'm gonna go ahead and then cure for 30 seconds. Okay, so for 2 nails, I'm going to go ahead and apply some foil gel. So I'm going to first cleanse the nails with alcohol. Once I have that done, I'm going to place a thin layer of foil gel, then cure for 2 minutes. So once I've cured, I'm going to place the gel on there just like so and rub it in well. Just make sure that I get a fully transfer. Although I don't think my transfer was the best. I feel like this foil gel definitely got ruined because I went to Oregon a long time ago. And that messed up my foil gel. If it's in the heat, it definitely messes up with your products because I had to carry them around. But yeah, that's the story with my foil gel that got ruined. But overall, it's a really great product. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video.
Yeah, you got no more time for me. Looking for that right sign coming, but I gotta keep looking. Nothing back then, no clue, we'll see. Could've had more time, nice. Guess that I'm not your type. Why did you leave so soon? Not scared, hoping that ghosts come through. Feeling like